2, I believe, of Outside of the Box Thinking. On this episode and series, I share with you point of views, different type of thoughts that most people don't want to touch on or talk about, whether they're touchy, maybe they're a little bit taboo, but who knows? You do, just like I do, that we got to bring it out there onto the surface. And why do we want to bring it out there on the surface? It's better to address these things now before they explode later. And later can be at the wrong time. That's right. And what is on my mind is the peaks and the valleys of life. As we go about this experience on this planet, this biology that we are in, this spacesuit of the body, we start to see others endure downs, endure the ups, and endure the stagnant moments where we're just going sideways. Just like the market, for those that don't know, I am into crypto. I am into investing in the stocks, more so crypto. It's more exciting for me. I like a little bit of risk, if you can tell. But just like those ups and downs, we're going to experience the same things in life, right? And what I've learned from going about my investing journey is there's so much going on deep within us that we're avoiding it and blocking it with substances. And these substances don't necessarily have to be drugs. They don't have to be anything like that. They could be food. They could be TV, entertainment. It can be having a conversation with someone instead of just sitting alone and thinking those thoughts that you don't want to confront, right? And I don't want to say I'm a confrontational person. However, I am a confrontational person at the right time when it comes to fruition. Let's say that somebody's going to disrespect my family, disrespect my wife. I'm going to say something about it. I'm going to step up, and I'm going to say it with my chest. I'm going to say it with my we don't want to get physical. I'm really not a condoner of violence, but hey, I'd much rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Let's just say that. And for those that don't know that quote, it's nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun, right? But yeah, bringing it back to my original point is there's untapped baggage that we all carry around with us, and then when we experience things in life, it makes the ups what it's not supposed to be, and it makes the downs what it's not supposed to be, because we choose not to really go deep into it and not to feel it, because we're too busy blinding it with something else. And I urge you to just experience life for what it is. And I say that to you guys as much as I say it to myself. I got to take my own advice, and this is a reminder to myself, because I'm not perfect either, not by any means. And one of the best ways to really find this out is through investing, right? When I first started my first investment journey in crypto in 2017, I just jumped into the market. I kind of just degened up into the market because I saw it was running up. The price of Bitcoin was skyrocketing. Litecoin, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, all of those dinosaur coins, for those that don't know, those things are running up. Therefore, I was like, oh man, this is going to keep going up. Let me just throw some money in there. At that time, I was coming back from, I was working in the Apple headquarters in 2017, came back to Colorado for a job opportunity, and I thought to myself, that's all right. I'll get this money back from my new job. That fell through. I didn't plan for something that I didn't see. I didn't see that risk and didn't think it all out. Therefore, I was shit out of luck, right? However, due to the circumstance that I was going on in life, hey, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Where you guys coming in live from? Please like, share, subscribe. Your boy would appreciate it. Support the channel. Support the message that I'm pointing out there to y'all. I think there's more people that need to hear this, see this, experience this on a day-to-day basis. USA, of course. I'm out here in Colorado. Which state you from? Which city? LA. Hey, I gotta make it out to LA, man. It's been so long. How's things going on out in LA? Anyways, when I did this back in 2017 and just FOMO'd up into the market, everything was green. I probably went up maybe 15%. It wasn't anything special, but coming from a stock investing background, and I only invested in Tesla back then, which was a good investment, might I add. But I was not used to these, right? So when the market fluctuated, I was like, damn, I'm saying good. All right, this is cool. It's gonna keep going up. Next day, a little bit. Next day, dropped 8%. Next day, what do? I'm losing my money. And then drops 30%. Okay, I gotta pull out. Pulled out my money. I kid you not. Not even, maybe like 2 hours later, same day, the market shoots back up. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow. They say in the investing world, if y'all don't know, institutions have it all planned out at a time of the market cycle as to when dumb money is going to enter the market. I was dumb money at that time. Sometimes I still make those moves. And I say this to say, all right, thanks for your patience. I was just pulling up to the house, pulling up to the crib. I don't know if you know, but like whenever you get home and your Wi-Fi is just about to kick in, it always just kind of does that one thing where it just like goes in and out. So I want to tie this whole idea, this whole concept of peaks and valleys in the investment realm, whether you're doing stocks, whether you're doing crypto, and tying it back into life in general. Buy low, sell high, they say. When you get into the market, you want to buy low. Think about this when we're experiencing life during our low times. Really sit into that moment. Give yourself a pat on the back, one. Be gentle with yourself and reflect. Really absorb, take it in as to why you're experiencing those lows. And this is equivalent, I would say, to buying in the market. What are you buying in at that time when you're taking it in? You're taking in the lessons, one, so that they don't happen again. Two, you're taking in the experience. As we're going about this life in general, we're experiencing this life. We haven't lived this life once before. Maybe you believe in past lives. Sure. If you did, I'm sure that you've experienced something amongst those lines, but maybe not. The chances are pretty less likely, not to be too woo-woo. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, when we're riding high, that's when you want to sell. That's when you want to just let it all go. Be detached from the situation. Take your profits and just be. In both circumstances, you need to just be. You could do whatever you want to. However, I want to share with you my experience, like similar to what I experienced tonight when I went to this job. I went on a live earlier today and talked about this. I went to this job, drove an hour over there, and this is my first time I was doing this type of work, mind you. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Rhino, I appreciate the engagement as well. Shout out to LA, and big ups to you. Much appreciated. I think it's like 10:47 out there. It's a little late. It's still early here in Colorado, but nonetheless, we're going to be calling it a night here soon. So going back to the story, I get there. Nobody was there. The door was locked. I drove an hour to do this job. My first time. I was about to learn. I was low-key nerve-wracking about it and thinking to myself like, oh, man, I hope this goes well. So I still need to do it again. So we'll see how that goes. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty good. Anyways, really sit with yourself, both on the highs and lows, experience it for what it is to you. However, I know that sometimes I might not do this, but this is a message to myself, my future self, when I watch this channel. I'm gonna chop up these videos, edit them, and make them shorts, make them all that kind of fun stuff that you see on the social medias. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok, MAJSAYY. You may see some content on there where I'm sharing about fitness, I'm sharing about the gym, I'm sharing about health. That's my main, I would say, foundation is health. At the end of the day, you cannot have and enjoy your wealth if you do not have your health. So that's the cornerstone, the main thing about what I embody and what I share with you is that. Second thing would be is telling your story, sharing your story. Most people are either too shy or were belittled when they're growing up from somebody that didn't believe in themselves, so they had to shut down to somebody else, and they experienced that. You have to heal from that. I understand it because I was that person before. I had to heal from it when my family didn't believe in what I wanted to do, right? So I believe we all have a story and we should share it with others. You don't have to share everything, share what you need. Share what you need in order to help and inspire others. Let me turn on this light here. There we go. To help and inspire others, right? Because at the end of the day, we only have this life and we only have one of them. For who we are and who we are meant to be here, live it, embody it, do it to the max. Do it to the max. Do it to the max. I don't know if y'all heard that song, but that song, I heard that song once at the gym. I was like, man, I don't even know this song. This is a banger. But yes, please like, share, subscribe. Your boy's gonna go to bed now. It's late, almost 12. Peace. Have a wonderful weekend, y'all. Later.